A circular rug has a radius of 5 feet. Using pi as 3.14, calculate its circumference. Now the circumference of a circle is, the formula rather for the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. So 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by r. Now, what is pi? Well, pi in this question is 3.14. What is the radius? The radius in this question is 5 feet. Okay, and so what we have to do is we have to multiply 2 times 3.14 times 5. And when we multiply them together, we get 31.4 feet. And that's the circumference of the circle. That's the circumference of this circular rug. And the circumference is 31.4 feet. That's the circumference, 31.4 feet. Next, we need to determine the area of the circular rug. Now, the area of a circle is, the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. Pi in this question is, pi is 3.14. The radius is 5 feet as the question states. And so we have pi, which is 3.14 multiplied by the radius squared. Now, the radius is 5, so it's going to be 5 squared. And so we have 3.14 multiplied by 5 squared, and 5 squared is simply 25. So we have 25 multiplied by 3.14, which gives us 78.5 feet squared. And that's going to be our answer, 78.5 feet squared. The next question states that the rug, the same circular rug that we saw in the previous question, this rug is placed on a rectangular floor 16 feet long. The area of the floor is 200 square feet. Calculate the area of the uncovered portion of the floor. So if you could imagine, if you have this rectangular floor, all right, so you have this rectangular floor, and you put the circular rug, right? You put the circular rug on it, right? There's going to be a portion of this floor that is uncovered, and that is going to be the part that I'm shading right there. And so they want us to determine, okay, what is going to be the area of this same shaded region? And how the question asks it, it says, what is going to be the area of the uncovered portion? That is the portion of the floor that is not covered by the rug. And so what we need to do, we just need to subtract. So we're going to take the area of the floor and we're going to subtract it with the area of the rug. And that's going to be 200 feet squared minus 78.5 feet squared. And when we subtract them, we get 121.5 feet squared. And that's going to be the area of the uncovered portion of the floor, 121.5 feet squared. Next, the question states, calculate the width of the floor. We already know that the length of the floor is 16 feet long, and we already know that its area is 200 feet squared, but what is the width of the floor? Now notice that the area of the rectangle is a length times width. And so if we are looking for the area of the rectangle, right, it's going to be the length of the rectangle multiplied by the width of the rectangle. That's the area of the rectangle. And we know that that is 200 feet. Okay, so the area of the rectangle is going to be the length of the rectangle multiplied by the width of the rectangle. And that's supposed to be equal to 200 feet because that is what the area equals to. And so the length in this question is 16. And the width, well, we don't know what the width is, so we're just going to put W, and that's going to equal to the area. And the area based on the question is 200 feet. And so that's how we have this equation. We have 16W equals to 200. And so we just have to solve for W. We're going to divide both sides of this equation by 16. And so we have to cancel this 16 with that 16. And so we are left with W is going to be equal to 200 divided by 16. And 200 divided by 16 is 12.5. And so that means that the width of the floor is 12.5 feet. And so that means that the length of the floor is 16 feet long, but the width of the floor is 12.5 feet.